Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and I'm picking up where I left off of my Subnautica Hardcore game, which has now exceeded the length of my previous Hardcore game, which never finished but ran into too much bugginess to continue. So it's longer in length, not quite caught up in terms of accomplishments. Like, by this point in the other game, I had already discovered the Sea Dragon Leviathan and scanned it, and also collected kyanite and built stuff with that. That hasn't been my focus this time around, though, because I know that once I finally got down there, I was like, well, crap, I can't actually do anything, because there was stuff that I was missing. I have a feeling the blue tablet is probably going to require something like ion cube and kyanite or something like that. For the blue color. I didn't actually finish like exploring the perimeter of that building back in the other game. I mean, for all I know, there was a blue tablet there. I don't know. It could also be that there's some lead that I neglected to follow up on, or not just that I didn't follow up on, like I don't know. Like, this game leads you from one place to another, to another, to another. Like Keen's pod, Commander Keen. He leads you to the land, where you find the first gassy habitat, and that island has a PDA which has directions to the next habitat, the gassy habitat, which is 250 meters below sea level, and then that habitat has another PDA in it which leads you to another habitat at 500 meters below sea level, which seemingly has like the final fate of the crew. Like, Paul Turgal's last message is talking about Maida going after the Leviathan by herself. Somehow he escaped to make the final log entry, and he makes a comment about seeking a light source or something. Like, I don't know if that was supposed to be a clue. If it was, I couldn't figure out what he meant, because like I looked around that area. Like, I set up a scanner room there to see if there was something I could see. I didn't see anything. Like, if there was something there that I was supposed to find, it wasn't obvious. All I found was a path that led to the giant skull thing. And considering that 500 meter deep habitat had the orange tablet, which I needed to get into that facility by the skull, like, it's clear that I was intended to follow that path there. So, like, I don't know, like, maybe there's I'm supposed to continue following a path, like there's an achievement called like following the river or something for you, because I went down that path of all the acid falls and all that. It led me to where I am now, in this new habitat 1100 meters below sea level. But considering that the facility at 1400 meters didn't have anything that is presently usable, seems to suggest to me that there's some why is there a rectangular thing here? That's something I noticed when I was reviewing the recordings. What's up with that? What is that? Is there an alien facility there? If there is, how do I get to it? Who knows? I don't know. There's no connection point. This thing can only detect one page worth of things, and it's just these two, lead and shale. Yeah, this thing acts weird when you first load up the saved game. Like there are definitely more than two things in range. Like I get the feeling that it's still populating the list, and maybe if I give it a few minutes, the rest of the items will be there. I don't know, it's a little weird sometimes. This is almost ready to produce water. Anyway, yeah, I need to figure out what I'm going to be doing. I think that's odd. I think I'm going to leave the prawn here, and I'm taking the sea moth up. My mission is to get some fiber mesh. Ooh, I need med kits. So I've got 2 here, and that's a little worrying. I came down here with 4. I lost half my first aid kits. I want to leave most of the water bottles here. I'll take 2 with me for the trip up there. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. There's something I was going to do before I go up there. Oh, you know what? I think I know. Oh yeah, I want to make a grow bed for the gel sacks. I'm gonna get on that. Okay, I'm wearing the protective suit, right? Okay, let's deal with these warpers. Coming out the door and not being able to see anything is a little worrying. So is it all the warpers respawn? They're gonna come and harass me. Gotcha. Anyone else? Okay. Alright. Let's get this exterior grow bed started. Where is it? Okay. Where are you? I want to deal with you guys first before I mess around with... Like, I don't want you surprising me while I'm trying to do base building. Gosh darn it. Let's just do a quick oxygen refresh.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Excuse me. Are you the same one that I just whacked a moment ago? Anyway, so where am I going to put this exterior grow bed if I wanted to build one? I guess where can I build it is might be the operative question actually, because I'm presuming it needs a relatively flat surface, and none of this looks flat. I was going to say it might also be too hot for it. I don't know. Okay, so it can be built here. I'm just wondering if this is going to mess up any future plans, but I don't... think I'm really planning to not planning to put any structures there. What was that noise? Oh right, it's a nuclear reactor. Making thrumming sound. Okay, so just refresh the oxygen. And then, oh hey, why don't I grab you? I'm gonna need some food for the journey home too. And let's find a spot which isn't this looks sloped. This probably isn't a good place for it either. I just don't want the purple gel rolling into the lava. Just want to set it down and extract the spores from it. Gotcha. Ah. Hey, 4 hits. Yeah, I was at a point where they were, the warpers were showing up less frequently, and I think, oh, there's a tree formation up there. I might want to take a look at that. No, come back. Is there a better place to set this down? I mean, I could just whack one that's here. That would probably be better. And yeah. There you go. That works for me. There we go. Got 8 of them out of 2. We need more purple gel. That's where I find it. Yeah, okay, cool. Don't suppose this thing's produced another bottle of water yet. Hey, it has. Let's keep that thing working. This list of food items is just getting longer and longer. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. I think it's time to head back. Let's take these. I guess I'll take these batteries with me. I probably should. I'll just bring extra. Yeah, I'll bring extra batteries on the way back. Cause like yeah, because I just don't want to be caught without my spare batteries. Is there anything I want to bring back up with me? It wouldn't hurt to bring some copper up, because yeah, I'm actually out of copper up there, top side. I think everything else I just want to leave as is. I think the rest of this I'm probably going to put to use. Alright, okay. Let's head on up. Yeah, I'm gonna want. So yes, I'm gonna want some fiber mesh, some batteries. Should have some spare batteries lying around. Some acid mushroom spores.
aboard, Captain.
Maybe some more silicone rubber. You know, stuff that I can't get down here. You know. And while I'm up there, maybe I'll investigate some other things that I was investigating before. Power level 81. I probably should have exchanged power cells. Come to think of it, where's that giant tree? Oh, there it is. Yeah, 81% power is plenty, though. I'll be able to. What is the meaning of that flash there? I still wonder about that. Like, are those sea dragon eggs? Are they telepathic or something? You know, if I need some copper, grabbing some of these might be good. Titanium, could use some of that too. I should grab a ruby or two, because if I'm thinking of making another prawn for topside, like one for above and one for below, then I should have another ruby, a couple more rubies really, so we can do that. Is it really that hot there? Apparently. Yeah, because I think I only have one ruby up there. Got plenty of purple gel, but you need two rubies to make the 2 aerogel needed for prawn. And you know, if I have a 3rd ruby, then if I once I make the prawn, I can use it to duplicate the other one if need be. I'm not blatantly cheating. You're blatantly cheating. I don't know. I stand by that. Like, I've lost like 3 prawns this game. Is it 3? Like, how many prawns have I lost? Like, going by the beacons, 1, 2, 3, 4 prawns. Yeah, the supposedly super the sacrifice. Like, so ridiculous. Get that thermoblade ready. Let's whack this thing. I thought I had him. There you go. Yeah, I should drink some of this water too that I brought especially for this purpose. Should I let's grab some other stuff too. Some like gold and silver would be good as well. Isn't there something I needed silver for? Don't want to dawdle too much. Let's just get going. I have not seen Ghost Leviathan since I got here. I think it's not a Ghost Leviathan sound, right? That's the River Prowler sound. Like, nah. Yeah. I think it would be a shortcut for me to turn left right now and head up the way that the, up the Degassi Habitat way. Yeah, you know what? Why don't I do that? Consider it an adventure. I don't know how I didn't realize that it connected in the previous season. Like, I searched around here and thought it was a dead end. I guess I was I was here in the prawn. I for some reason I didn't think to look up here, I guess. Because it does go up. Oh, there's a Reginald. Yeah, they're the anchor pods. This is going into the biome where the Degassi Habitat is. It's only 178 meters away. It's so close. Oh, sorry. There are jelly rays here. Like, is there something in this area that Paul Dragal was going on about the strange light and all that? Like, I wonder, what was he talking about? How far had he traveled when he made that log entry? I didn't see anything of note around here particularly. Here's the habitat. I don't know. I'm just getting too caught up in it. I don't know. Like, if there wasn't anything that I could spot from the scanner room, I don't know how I can expect to spot anything now. Like, I'm sure there's no point in looking around. Or is there? I'll look around briefly, I guess. But I specifically only... Oh, crap. Gosh darn it. You son of a jerk. Oh, you think you can EMP me? You try to EMP this knife. I mean, I don't know, maybe the Thermoblade is battery powered, supposedly, like how much damage do you do to it? Did a bit. I almost forgot that those guys are around here. Never saw them coming. Incidentally, again, the zappy perimeter defense that is actually installed in this thing, like, Oh, wait a second. It's dark. Do I have to specifically activate it for it to do things? Is that how it works? I just noticed like it's dark, and if I push one, it lights up. Does it like drain the battery faster when it's in use? Is that why it's? Is that why it works that way? So all this time that I've been annoyed that it doesn't seem to do anything, I guess it wasn't active. These, so many counterintuitive details in this game. It's all going uphill. Like, Paul Tergal's message indicated that he was going down, not up. So if that message is supposed to be a clue, then theoretically I'm going the wrong way.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Whatever, I should just go home. Let's get my bearings. There's a wreck there, which means that... Wait, where the heck am I going? Which wreck is this? Is this a... I don't think this is the wreck I'm thinking of. I'm gonna check this out, because... Like, there's a wreck in this area? But it's in the opposite direction that I was thinking of, so I don't think I've seen this wreck before. I don't think I've investigated it before. Let's check this out. Yeah. Okay, let's open it up. Can't stick around too long because I don't have a heck of a lot of water. Huh. Definitely haven't been here before. As evidenced by the broken door. It needs to be cut open. Here I'm putting the laser cutter away, and meanwhile there's another door that needs to be cut open. Alright. Here, I didn't expect to actually find anything this episode. Thought this is going to be another usual fruitless venture. Well, probably still is going to be. What do we got? It's the supply crate. It's got food. Oops. And nothing else in here. Really is nothing else in here. I cut through 2 doors to get here. There's a Jeffries tube, and there's also a door which I have not opened yet over here. Let's open this up. But before I venture any further there, let's go get an oxygen refresh. And back at it again. let's check through the door first. I'll check through the Jeffrey's tube afterward. Everyone's favorite celebrity. Carry-all, which is empty. So it's useless. Nothing here. Nothing, a whole lot of nothing. There was a nutrient bar, and that was it so far. Refresh oxygen, and let's check out that Jeffrey's tube. Like, there really is nothing here. Like, there's nothing up here either, right? Check all the corners. Check those corners. I don't know why that phrase stuck in my mind. That's from Aliens, when the Marines are going through the base. Sergeant says it a couple times, says, check those corners. Is this where I just was? No, it is not. But there's still nothing here. There's another door to cut through. Three doors to cut through here. It'd be hilarious if this leads back outside again. It's like, what am I cutting through all these doors for? And anything else here? There's nothing else here. No blueprints, no fragments, nothing. Where the heck am I now? There's another Jeffrey's tube. Like, what? What is this? Is this leading me somewhere? Okay. Don't want to get lost. Still keep my bearings. Remember which way I came from. Okay, oxygen refresh. Now let's go one last time, maybe, hopefully the last time. So, go through two burnt doors, through Jeffrey's tube, and then through another burnt out door, leads to another Jeffrey's tube. This is all linear, so I haven't felt the need to place down Pathfinder nodes. Is this a motherfucking dead end? Is that it? Is that it? And there's, you know, the celebrity again. What was the point of all this? I cut through 3 doors to get here. There was one thing and one thing only here, a nutrient bar. That's it. That is the only thing in this whole wreck. I've opened all the doors. I've followed all leads, unless there's another entry point which leads to somewhere which is isolated. Like, this is such a useless wreck. That was totally senseless. Like, what was the point of all that? Am I gonna see anything down here? Not expecting to. So I'll grab these. I was saying earlier I wanted anything here? I mentioned earlier that I wanted some glass for building alien enclosures, so should probably collect some quartz while I'm at it. I just saw a couple pieces of quartz a second ago. Where did I see them? I got distracted. In principle, if I'm gonna pick up the resources that I need, like quartz or whatever, I should get them from areas that I don't expect to return to, right? Down to my last water bottle. Should really be heading back real soon. The heck? Oh. Hello. Aren't you guys normally at the crater's edge? Where the heck am I? Where the heck am I? How are you this close to the 500-meter Degassi habitat? Like what? It's over there. You're between me and it, and I'm 388 meters away. Like, I was in this area before. I never saw you guys before. It just, it just reinforces all over again how little I've explored, like how much there is to explore. And like, where do I even begin? If I wanted to do it in some kind of systematic way, like how do I go about it? Like even with the help of the even with the help of the scanning rooms, I struggle with it. I really struggle. How about this map? Does this help? Like this seems to show there's a thing leading down nearby. Silver. That's what I was hoping for. There was something I wanted to build that needed silver. What was it again? It was the bioreactor. Well, I mean, I guess the habitat's over there. You know what, I'm just gonna take a peek down here. Because this gets pretty deep here. Like, it gets pretty deep and it's, well, I guess it's moving towards that, but... And then they have... And then I have more reminders that I should get back. Like, reminders in the form of, oh, we can't use that against him. We should be able to use it against him, but I can't. Well, I can't use the laser cutter as an offensive weapon. Okay, getting distracted and turned around and stuff, and Sorry. The gassy habitat's that way. And I just... So, sorry, where was that I just want to go back up to the sea treaders again. Hi guys. Is there anything of note around here? You know, the PDA had a message talking about like bottom dwelling creature migration patterns, which is maybe referring to the sea treaders. Is that what that line is there? Should I be following this? Like, is this a line? Is this a path? Is it leading me somewhere? Is it... Was I supposed to be following it? Like, maybe I was supposed to be following from the beginning and I thing is, like, I don't remember that message playing during season 2. Like, maybe I didn't hit the right context specific spot for it to activate or something. I don't know. What if I follow it? What, like this path here, what if I follow it? What if I plunk a beacon down and come back here later and follow it then? That would probably be a more sensible choice. Use a time capsule. Close the inventory. I'm sure I can hold whatever's in here. Really? Somebody likes floaters. Okay, was that crab squid I just heard? Sure sounded like it. I'd like to read what the time capsule says, but I'm feeling like I'm in a bit of danger at the moment. So yeah, this is... definitely a path, then. And here I was thinking that, oh, the sea traders just happen to be by the edges. You know what? I'm plunking down a beacon here. This could be my new lead, because I need to go do a heckin' water refresh. Sea treader path. Did I get him? Nope. Why would I expect that to get him? It seems like a silly thing to expect. With my track record. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back here and I'm gonna follow that, find out where it goes. But for now, okay, can I go straight up? This isn't. I'm no longer in the cave, right? Okay, I am pointing straight up. What is this? What is above me? Oh, oh. Is that seriously directly above me? Have I never gone underneath the floating island? Yeah, no kidding. This is directly... So I'm directly under the floating island, huh? Huh. Huh. Hmm. Nope, don't want to go that way. That's, Okay, so... It's a kilometer away. Oh, is there another floating island? There's just one big one. Okay. Well, you know, when I came up here, I was like, I'm not even sure what I'm going to do this episode. I guess now I have a mission. I'm gonna do my usual. I'm gonna do my usual scanner room thing, I think. Scan room with bioreactor. I like how that little the Cyclops insignia there is just inching its way to the left as I go. It's interesting. That sea treader path was underneath that island all along. Yeah, the message said that it's a migratory pathway, and I didn't really think much of that at the time. But if that was that migratory pathway was referring to the sea treaders, because they're the only bottom dwelling. I need. Okay, hold on. Let's park my Seamoth and figure this out.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yeah, so I'll start by let's exchange some batteries here. Get these charging. Why all the floaters? Like, why? Excuse you. Oh, it froze. That was weird. It's still recording, right? It's still... For a second there, I wasn't able to move. Like, I was pushing buttons, I was pushing the... Never mind what happened. Oh, this has got lost a fair bit of charge, too. This is the boring part. I should probably cut this out. But I'm talking through, so that means I left it in, probably. Whoops. Usually if I'm gonna leave something out, I stop talking for a while. Oh yeah, recover the water. Get these things working again. Can bring some water down there with me. Anyway, okay, let's start by checking out this time capsule. What does it say? What? What? Okay. So that's a view looking up at the moon? So there's these things were a royal pain in my side. I hope you can find more use for them than I did. I personally recommend loading them into the propulsion can and seeing how far you can launch them. Ah. Okay. I mean, I certainly haven't found a use for them. Is there something you can do with them? I mean, they attach to things and make them float. can't envision a use for them. Can you choose like what they attach to or anything like that? Like, can you? Okay, like if I quit. Like, can I right click and stick it to something? I'm sort of reluctant to try. Can't drop item here, use storage data set. Okay, so right clicking tried to drop it. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that just now. Anyway, yeah, the thing that I actually wanted to look up was, oh great, how am I going to find it now? Altair HQ, so it would have been later than that. Okay, so that's when I was investigating the Aurora. So it was after, okay, it was much after that. Here it is. Damage to plant life on the seafloor suggests this may be the migration path of a huge bottom-dwelling life form. Huge bottom-dwelling life form. That's got to be referring to the sea treaders. Somehow, yeah, again, somehow I missed that during Season 2. I missed the sea treaders entirely. And it sure looked like when I saw the path there, that was the end of the path. I think I was intended to investigate the area right under the floating island right from that day, right from then. Huh. Well then. Time to plan my next moves. Okay, I think I'm about ready to go. I'm gonna take this with me. I mean, I've already got one here. And we need to have a keep calm poster down there. I've packed up the F Leviathans with everything everything I want. A whole big pile of titanium for all the structures I need to build. Oh, I need a piece of quartz for a hatch, don't I? I almost forgot to bring the quartz. Silly me. Yeah, I had a couple bits of rubber and lubricant and a couple of batteries, acid mushroom, things that I can't get down there. Yoink. And yoink. I think that's everything that I'm going to want for this trip. I intend to... Oh, it's still damaged. I'm going to check out the... replace the battery. I'm going to check out the sea treader path. See if anything comes of that. And I'll click down, scan a room along the way, and
systems online.
There's a little cuttlefish. I wonder if it's worth bringing him along on this sojourn. I don't know. Anyway, random alien facility, sea treader path ? Okay, and yeah, it's right underneath the Aurora rendezvous point. So yeah, I'm gonna go check that out. Oh, since I put my beacon down, darn it, I need to make another one. Hold on. Okay, there you go. So I've got now I've got the beacon. No more interruptions. Let's get on with this. Got all of things, a bunch of things which I can't make down there. So, you know, some fiber mesh, two pieces of fiber mesh, one for the one for a bed, one for the oh, there's another thing I wanted to bring. Ah, gosh darn it. There's I keep thinking about, oh, there's the other thing I wanted to bring. Oh, there's another thing I wanted to bring. Yeah, I brought a couple of first aid kits. Bit of a bit of rubber, a bit of some lubricant. Well, I need the lubricant for the bioreactor. But I also wanted to grab a couple pieces of this, just for. I don't want to overdo it. Just a couple pieces. Just so I have a wee bit of extra water. In principle, I'm not putting the keep composter in there. If anything goes really, really wrong, I won't lose it. Anyway. I keep getting, I get distracted so easily. It's like, oh, I should do this. Oh, I should do that. Excuse me. At the sound of the tone, the time will be later than you want it to be. I should, yeah, I don't want to drag this out too long. I know I keep saying it, but I really did intend this to be a quick episode. Just venture to the surface, just pick some quick venture that I can go on, and then come back again. Yeah, this could be a good venture. Let's follow the sea treader path, see where it leads us. Assuming it is actually a path. Not sure what to expect. So here it is. This is where I saw the sea treader. Now this is back the way it came. Like, straight above me is the Aurora rendezvous point. And if you follow this along, this is a dead end, right? Like, you can clearly see the path. This is where the sea treaders were supposedly grazing. And is this the dead end? Does it end going this way? Yeah. Like, this is a very clear dead end. It's sheer rock on all sides. Okay, I just wanted to confirm that. So, yeah, this is, by all appearances anyway, this is the starting point of the sea treader's path, if that is what this is. It looks like you're intended to find this by looking underneath the floating island, which in retrospect may have been an obvious thing to do, which I just didn't. Yeah. Incidentally, I was watching, I mentioned in the previous episode, I was watching other Let's Players playing Subnautica. I probably shouldn't watch them if I haven't won the game yet, because they might find things, see things that I didn't. Yeah, interestingly, they found a PDA at the Aurora rendezvous point, which I didn't know about, which I never found. Like a PDA, like in addition to the PDAs left by the Degassi crew, there was like what appeared to be a PDA that was left by a member of the Aurora crew. Like, they actually did make a rendezvous there. I don't know. Passing through walls, again. I don't know what the content of that PDA was. Because the Let's Player that I was watching was kind of, breezing through things and wasn't checking their data banks. I think there's a warper there. Could there be something of interest around here? Let's just take a peek over here just because. Yeesh. What is this formation? Look at that. Jerk. I went and collided with myself in my own Seamoth. With my own Seamoth. Occupational hazard, you know. The frig? Ah, darn it. Let's not get so caught up in watching the sea treader leviathans that we miss other leviathans. This path here looks familiar. I think this is the area which led me to the sea treaders in the first place.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
The paths diverge, you know. And there's sea treaders on both branches of the path, so it makes me uncertain. Makes me a little uncertain where I'm supposed to go. Is this the two paths re-merging with each other? There's a cave here. This is me just trying to avoid the warper. What made that noise? Didn't actually plunk down my scan room like I intended, by the way. I got distracted and forgot. There's 6 of them. It's quite the herd. Anyway. Okay, let's, okay, sea treader path over there. Let's just want to get my bearings. I want to follow this back. Okay, wait, is this where it diverged? They just went around this rock and then remerged again? Am I interpreting this right? I just don't want to miss anything. I'm expecting any second that I'm gonna hear the ghost leviathan roar at me and charge, and that's a big cave entrance. I need to make it a different color. Okay, no one's coming at me, right? Okay. Let's get this beacon manager up and sea treader path. Okay, let's make this green. I'm just 50 meters away. Okay. Okay. You know what? Why don't I just, since this is a relatively quiet and safe looking spot, why don't I place my scan room here? So that means 2 copper, gold, table coral, and quartz for the hatch. I just want to get an idea of the layout is, although I guess I can just do this, right? Let's get a more comprehensive layout here. And also drink some water. Oops, not moon pool. What are you doing? Okay, so got the hatch there. That's. I need the titanium. Let's put the multi-purpose room here. Oh, the scanner room upgrades. I left them all down below. Oh, I think this is going to have reduced effectiveness. Well, oh well. I'm still going to try it out here at least. Not going to worry about it too much. Just grab you. You're going to be food for my bioreactor.
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
I can do this. I've got time. Bioreactor. 60 seconds. I can make it. Yeah.
Power restored. All primary systems online.
Just kind of curious to see what I can see. I can scan for diamond. I can scan for Rex. Check the Rex, I guess. See if it's something I haven't checked before. I wouldn't mind grabbing some more diamond. While I was topside, I was considering making myself another prod. And I discovered that I don't have any diamond at all. Use it all up, it's all gone. So I need to make a point of getting some more diamond at some point. Yeah, let's check this out. Is this wreck close to anything? I'm not sure. I may not have seen this wreck before. This may also be the wreck that I just looked at. Check to see if there's anything familiar about it. Well, the one that I just checked had a door that looked exactly like this. I'm pretty sure this is the one that I just looked in. I'm going to take a peek at it anyway. So if there's a burnt out door to my left here, yeah, okay, this is the one that I already checked. Okay, just you know, just curious. It's always worth a look, right? Okay, let's see if we can find a bite to eat. Oh great, there's so many beacons. Sorry, which one? That's... Why are those still highlighted? Yeah, I'm gonna... Okay, let's go to the beacon menu and just reduce these to just one, because I don't need both drones visible. Okay, so 7 and 8, let's take out the odd numbers. So take out the 7, and the 9 and 10, let's take out the 9. There you go. Yeah, anyway. Let's see if I can find some fish for a quick bite to eat here. Oh, that's bait fish will do. Stop charging shots, but I'm not trying to charge shots. Thank you. Nom. I'd like to grab one more. Well, maybe this guy'll do. And you know what this will do in terms of just grabbing a cutting for the bioreactor.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Oh, still has power. I expected to be unpowered by now. Was there something else I was going to scan for? Let me just scan for diamonds for the heck of it. Found one directly below me? Or is that the wreck that I was just looking at? You can see there's a flat plane. That's where the sea treaders go. It's perfectly flat around, while everything else is like really rugged looking. Yeah, I'm gonna want to find out where this goes. Should I pick up those diamonds before I go? I think this is probably the only time I'm going to be plunking down the scanner room in this journey. I'm just gonna stick to following the path, see if there's anything obvious, and just kind of see where it goes. And yeah. It's entirely possible that this journey that I'm making right now is one that I shouldn't be making when I don't have the scan room upgrades. I mean, it could be that I'm being really inefficient as a result of not having those upgrades.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Or maybe this is gonna lead somewhere which is like super obvious the way I'm supposed to go. I don't know. Maybe there'll be maybe there'll be an alien facility which is like everything I've been looking for. or something. Something like that. I mean, at some point, somewhere, I need to find, or at least I'm hoping to find, the, okay, where are you? Who's making that noise? I don't know. I just want to grab 2 diamonds and then skedaddle. Because 2 diamonds is what's needed to make another prawn. Yoink. I'm all turned around now. Where am I? Where am I trying to go? I think the place I'm going is above me. There you go. Huh. Why don't I grab a 3rd diamond? Great, which is the way up again? Oh, I see you, crab squid. I'm choosing to avoid you. Alright, let's take this place apart. No, still, on principle, I'm keep compost from my main inventory, even though it might make things less efficient in terms of my attempts to take this apart. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find out I don't think I'm gonna find anything else out, just from looking at this.
Warning, emergency power only.
Poor infected bladderfish. Something bladder infection. Somebody has a urinary tract infection. Never mind. Different kind of bladder. Oops. Let's just randomly toss as much in there as I can and move on. Okay, so where is the green one? This is a flat plane, right? I just established that, so it should be on this level. Okay, maybe it's not quite flat then. Let's just wander along this path. Goes this way. Oh wait. This is the start of it. Silly me. Probably should have put the beacon right at the start point. In fact, why don't I do that? Just to reduce confusion. Yoink. Yeah, I'm gonna put this beacon down by the start point of the path, and then we'll go from there. And when I'm in the region of the Ghost Leviathan, I should probably activate the zappy thing. I have a feeling it drains power faster, and that's why it's an optional thing. This is it? Yeah, okay. Probably should grab another bite to eat before I go ahead out there, just in case I get stuck behind a Ghost Leviathan, or in front of a Ghost Leviathan, I guess. Get. Come on. Seriously? Okay, there we go. One more of these guys. Why is there someone named We Do a Little Trolling on my Steam friends list? It's probably there are people on my friends list who I don't even know who they are. There's some people from the DDLC modding scene, and like some, you know, it's a community largely populated by kids. I mean, okay, they're 13 and older, but come on. Like, when I hit my 20s, anyone under 20 seemed like a kid, and then when I hit my 30s, anyone over 30 seemed like a kid, so it's all a matter of perspective. My point is, sometimes I have trouble relating to young people. Which is, you know, whatever, it is what it is. Generation gap, call it what you will. People who are 13 are, yeah. Hello. Sorry, I wasn't expecting you to materialize there. Anyway, yeah, people who are 13 are a third my age. And a little difficulty in understanding each other is to be expected. And times change. You know, culture changes over time. But an interest in trolling to the level of like celebrating it as your username is just kind of I don't.
Welcome pod, Captain.
I don't want to get too close to them because, like, I have this unreasoning fear that they're gonna, like, lash out at me in self-defense if I approach them. Maybe they don't. Maybe I'm worried about nothing. Maybe they're completely harmless. But just something about the way they assume a defensive posture when I oh, come on, I barely tapped you. I barely touched you there. How can you bleed, you wimp? I'm kidding. Huh. Look at all this. So the path continues that way. Looks like is there a branch here? I'm sort of expecting it to be one continuous path, but okay, no, like it's not a branch, it's just an extra wide part of the path. So okay, I guess the path continues over here. And I guess I'm gonna continue encountering sea treaders all the way along. Lovely. And I'm still encountering warpers. Yeah, from reading the information from the alien facilities, like I was under the impression that the warpers were... Am I at the edge of the crater? Is this the crater's edge? Holy smokes. Okay. Okay, well, let's continue to follow the path, I guess. Okay. Yeah, but I was gonna say, like, I kind of start having doubts sometimes about the warpers. Oh, hey. Seat readers. This is the plane where I spotted them for the first time. I'm gonna rename that beacon. So where is it? I just want to change it. It doesn't say, so it doesn't look like it says seat readers. Yeah, so many warpers along this path. I start to doubt that whether their presence actually means they're guarding something. Like maybe they have some other purpose. I don't know. They've been reading too much into it. There. Sort of feel like these are always worth taking the time to dispatch if I have, as long as they don't have to go too far in my way to do so. Anyway. Okay, so this is back the way it came, right? And like the crater's edge is here, right? Right? Yeah, crater's edge. So here the path widens, and there's a large plain. And I'm kind of wondering, does the path pick up again and continue? Or is this the end? Let's go around the frick. What the frick? Yeah, I'm feeling more and more like it might be, you know, a decent idea to be putting down scanner rooms from time to time along this path. Just don't want this guy surprising me. He sounds so pissed when he makes that sound. Anyway, yeah, I'm feeling like it might be prudent to put down scanner rooms time to time, but if I'm gonna do it, I'd like to have the range upgrades. I feel like there's no point otherwise. I just want screw you, come on. I'm trying to do something here. Like, if you're gonna distract me from my little mission goal here, then you can at least lead me to something important and valuable, some kind of alien facility or something. So yeah, so there's this big plain here that seems to be, this seems to be the end destination of this path. It just leads to this plain here. And I had already brushed this off as, oh darn, I guess this is just, screw you. At least he didn't do any damage. I took my hands off the controls. I was like folding my arms in contemplation as I was like, darn it. Caught me with my guard down. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, like where do I go from here? This path didn't really lead anywhere. Screw it. You know, I'm just gonna head down. I'm just gonna head down to my my deep habitat, my deep base. Like this appears to be the destination. This is where it ended up. Like that plane right there, which. Oh, that was a hard hit. That yeah, that plane where I started, which I concluded was
Welcome aboard, Captain.
In the previous episode, I concluded, oh, I guess this was just a random place after all, and it's not. It wasn't actually indicative of anything. And it's like, no, this is where the path ended up. This is where it was leading me. Gotcha. I guess I'll just take a quick peek around the area. Although I didn't, again, I didn't see anything when I scanned. Maybe I looked in the wrong place. Maybe I was looking for the wrong thing. Maybe I didn't understand what I was looking at. I don't know. I sort of feel like I should be. Sort of feel like I should be checking the area where that ghost leviathan is. Because by the rules of risk reward, somewhere where there's a ghost leviathan, probably significant. Yeah, that one. Might be prudent to look where I'm going. Oh, come on. No. There. I activated the zappy. Let's see if it does anything. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna go down below and I'm gonna go back to my my deep base. I'm just gonna go back to the deep base, and I'm gonna check out this area later when I have scan room upgrades, and I'd like to have a prawn with me as well. I'm gonna make a new prawn. I'm gonna name it Topside, and it will be my less deep prawn. Okay, where am I? That's the Degassi have it there. Okay, so I want to go this way. I was close. Yeah. So Degassi Habitat's here. And from here I can make my way to the big skull. There's a pretty well a straight path towards it, more or less. And the brine pool is my guide. It's my marker that leads me there. So yeah, I haven't given up on that whole Sea Treader path thing though, although I sort of get the definite feeling there has to be more than one Sea Treader path then. Because, again, like, okay, granted the path that I found, it looks like I was intended to find it by looking underneath the floating island. It's it's a logical place to look. Fair enough. Yeah, it looks like I was intended to follow it, but it didn't seem to really lead anywhere unless there was something alongside the path, like maybe in the region where the Ghost Leviathan was, which is very possible. Like there are a lot of warpers there around there. I think it's worth revisiting that to take a look if there's anything significant there. So, seriously, I haven't seen a Ghost Leviathan in this path here. It's possible the randomization is kicked in and the game decided to place the Ghost Leviathans in some other paths along the way there. Anyway. Let's follow the river back. Let's go back down to my deep habitat. Oof. Temperature went up to 67 degrees there. Power's down to 51. I'm gonna swap out my power cell when I get there. Am I going the right way? It's down there. It's around this corner here, right? This is where there's like another minor tree over here, and then if I go over the edge, there's a trio of blue waterfalls, or waterfalls, acid falls. Excuse me. Where's my acid falls landmark? Am I waiting for them to render? Or am I all mixed up and they're not here? This is the wrong place. Oh, I just haven't gone far enough along, that's all. Anyway. Okay, time to hop out and grab some stuff to take to my shelter there. Okay, so the stuff that I want to take the most, I believe, is on this side. I packed, fiber mesh, one for the bed, one for the first aid kit maker, some silicone rubber, acid mushroom. I'm going to make my own grow bed thing there. Coral tube samples, I'm going to make the bleach to make purified water, a couple extra batteries, the diamonds, I guess. I'm probably going to want those diamonds for topside, but in fact, I should probably leave those diamonds in here for now, because I'm going to want to take them up later. Anyway. Am I gonna run into a whole bunch of warpers again? How's the power level here? The nuclear reactor should still be working, right?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
3,000 out of 3,000, nice. Okay, first order of business is to put up the keep calm poster. Put it in the entrance. There you go. So it's the first thing I see when they come in. Yay! Or maybe I should put it by the moon pool. I don't know. So then it'll be the first thing I see when I come in there. It's so freaking adorable. Anyway. Okay, let's put this acid mushroom to ooh, I don't know if I want to be dropping the acid mushroom in amongst all these deep shrooms. Like if I mess up, because when you whack the acid mushroom to extract spores, like acid comes out, which damages you. It's like a tiny amount of damage. It's like whatever. But if the damage ruptures other ones, that can cause a chain reaction. And I think the same is can be said of the deep shrooms, because those are going to be used for hydrochloric acid, right? So I need to make sure I don't drop it next to those. There's probably a safer way to do this. Okay, hold on, hold on. How about up here? Okay, this is not rocket science, come on. No. Is there no place that's like actually level around here? I don't want to put it near the acid pool. It's going to fall in the acid and I'll never see it again. What's that? Oh, it's the lava lava. It's just lit differently. Did I get it? Okay. Holy moly. Why are things that should be easy hard? Like, why does it happen that way? There. Now I get some acid mushrooms of my own down here. And have my own source of new batteries if I want to make them down here. That's the awkward thing, like making batteries up top is like the acid mushrooms are everywhere, but down here, yeah, you know, you can't find them. I mean, you can't. Like, there just aren't any acid mushrooms. They just aren't a thing here. And the deep shrooms, although acidic, can't be used for that purpose. Anyway, now that that's done with on its way, let's grab one of these. I did say I was going to exchange the power cell, and then I just totally forgot to do that. I should have picked up some table coral on the way here, because I intended to Why is this way off in the corner here? I didn't back up into the corner, did I?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Did I do that? Anyway. Let's exchange this power cell and then pop it into the prawn to recharge. And then I'm going to go find some table coral. I'm going to make my first aid kit maker. And then I'm probably just going to call it a day at that point. I didn't especially get a whole lot accomplished this episode per se. It's just... there's a lot of traveling around. At least I found a new possible lead. When I was at that plane where the Sea Treader's path ended up, I wanted to see where it relates to, I think, the other Sea Treader path. Because I think, oops, no, not the upgrades. Power cell. There you go. Pop the discharge one in there and then it'll recharge. Yeah, the abundance of warpers in this area are going to be troublesome, I'm sure. Okay, I would have saved some time if I just grabbed a couple of table core pieces while I was there, and I just totally forgot that was something I wanted to do. There's no reason not to. I mean, my inventory wasn't full. Oh well. I mean, I could have picked up the table core pieces right from the beginning before I set out on this journey anyway. I just figured, no need to weigh down my inventory at this stage. I think I'm just, because I can pick them up on the way there. Better to pick them up when I'm almost there than, than be forced to lug them around everywhere. Oh well. Nobody said forward planning is my strong suit. Alright, keep... Okay, that noise I just heard, was that... Like, I heard a noise which sounded like it might have been a Ghost Leviathan, like, idle sound. And so it was accompanied by the clunk of colliding with the skeleton that kind of startled the heck out of me. Because Ghost Leviathan sounds immediately put me on edge, obviously. Oh, sorry buddy. Anyway, keeping an eye out for table coral. Did I pass it? Like, there is... somewhere around here there was a place where there was table coral, right? Like, seriously, did I pass it? The thing with the table coral on it? Or is that another thing that's randomized and maybe it's not there this time and it's somewhere else? Anyway, table coral. This'll do. You only need 2. Did it really only break into 2 pieces? That's good enough for me, but what the hell? Let's get a couple more. Save me from traveling all this way again. Let's get more than a couple more. Let's get a bunch more. Why the heck not? We need 2 per... 2 table coral per computer chip. I mean, that's what I want them for. Is for the cook spinefish. Cook spinefish. Can you collect pyro coral? No. No, just curious. Should I collect anything else over here? Like this lithium? Or this ruby? Wow, lots of ruby. Look at all the ruby. All the little rubies. Yeah, I should go. Came here for the table coral, and I should head back. Now I'm turned around. It's this way I want to go. It is a bit of a twisty path. I should repair. I don't even know how long this recording's been. It's definitely been over an hour. Has it been 2 hours yet? Feels like it. Okay, there's that sound again. It's like a vaguely like distant ghost leviathan sound. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe it's a river prowler sound, and I just associate it with the ghost leviathan because the first time I heard it was in this cavern where I saw the ghost leviathan. What are these? Do these go anywhere? I'm just being nosy now. Is that it? Nothing of interest? Oh, I just singed my sea moth. No, I was just curious. Anything up here? Anything in here? How would you get those? It doesn't look like a prawn would fit. Anyway, oh great, I'm turned around again. I mean, when in doubt, just follow the river, but... Is this the right way? It goes down. I guess it's the right way. I mean, if I see the little pillars that lead to the infection research station, that tells me that I'm going the right way. Those should be coming up on my right, if I'm not mistaken. There you go. See, there's that sound again, but... yeah, I guess it is the river prowlers. I think what... Didn't I see Ghost Leviathan when I went that way? There's still plenty to investigate. You know, as much as I complain that, oh no, I don't have any leads, there are places for me to go. There are things for me to check out. So, yeah. Whoa, that was very close to 900 meters there. Is there anything else worth bringing along here? I think I need copper wiring for the computer chip, but I mean, I think I already have the ingredients there. I sort of want to leave the wiring kit and the copper in here so I can, you know what, whatever. I have a feeling I'm going to be down here for a while. Let's just bring everything over. Because I think I'd like to go on a journey to recover kyanite next. And maybe scan a Sea Dragon Leviathan. Even if I can't fully investigate the alien facility, which I know is there, I can at least...
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I can at least get some other stuff done. The first aid kit fabricator needs a single piece of silver ore. And I don't have it. I have 2 wiring kits, each of which take 2 silver ore each. But I don't have the silver ore itself. Gosh darn it to heck. Am I able to scan for silver here? There you go. I can at least there's one other thing I can do. Miscellaneous? Quilted double bed. Sort of feel like sleeping next to the water filter might drive me nuts. Like, imagine hearing that sound all night. Then again, you know, having some white noise might be good to sleep by. Helps distract from all the, you know, the sounds of the lava and stuff erupting periodically, and the warper sounds. Now, does sleeping make this thing work? You know, do its thing? I don't know. Hang on. How long has this recording been? It really has been over 2 hours. Yikes. Okay. I should be wrapping this up. I kind of would like to get where's this silver that it's detecting? Is there no actual silver here? like, if I'd known that's what I was lacking, I would have... There were like 5 silver pieces back where I came from. Is there anything I've made that uses silver that I can disassemble into? Silver. I don't think so. This is troubling. Oh, a bear. Where the heck is that? Should I make that trip before calling this a day? Yeah, what the heck? Let's grab some silver before I go.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I'm at a point where I'm feeling really tired, and it's probably impacting my ability to form meaningful commentary. I should really just call it a day at this point. Like, when I'm tired is when I make mistakes. And this is a hardcore game, so, you know, mistakes can be, like, fatal in game ending. That's no good. Where is that? Is that like a separate cavern? It's the only silver that was detected. Okay. Yeah, it's got to be somewhere. I don't think it's accessible from here. So plan B is scan for sandstone and hope that one of those has the thing, has silver in it. I only need 1 piece. Because I've got plenty of wire kits apparently. Why do I have 2 wiring kits here? I mean, I know why. One of them, actually both of them were intended to use for bioreactors. I sort of intended to have a bioreactor as backup for the, you know, alongside the nuclear reactor. And the other one I made topside for carrying in my sea moth. Okay, where is that? It's up there. There are not very many of these. Well, let's check it out. Are those accessible from here? How about that? Not expected to see a sandstone outcropping up here. And hey, it had the silver that I was looking for. All is well. He's fully grown now? Wow. Very cool. I guess I'll start another set growing. Whoa. Whoops. I should have fired a second blast at him, obviously. That's the kind of mistake I make when I'm tired, I guess. Yeah, I should really wrap this up. You know what? Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm
Welcome aboard,
thinking about
Captain.
where to set down the acid mushrooms, and I'm probably gonna goof it up and like injure myself. So I'm just gonna put them aside for now. I'm going to pull up the computer chip and the fiber mesh, and what's the other thing I need? Ah, titanium. And can I just put it right here? Is there room? Hey, that works for me. Oh, it's like floating in front of the wall. That's a little odd. That's not aesthetic. Let's is there room over here? Keep calm and take a medical kit. That works for me. Oh no, lots of sandstone is coming up in the scan. And more water, yay. Okay, so yeah, this is what I wanted to know. Like, so that medkit producer is at 0%. This is at 21%. Like, health 97, 72. Okay, what if I sleep? Like, how much time passes? How much do those numbers change? Okay, so I didn't heal. I didn't get hungrier or thirstier. This is up to 72% though. It jumped up from 21%. How did this? This jumped up to 78%. Okay, so time passed for some things, like the medical kit made progress, the water filtration system made progress. I would have hoped that I would heal in that time. I would think, in fact, that sleeping might even be the primary means of healing besides Forsakens. I mean, it would make logical sense. Like you know, like healing factor and immune function is heightened when you're asleep. That's just, you know, how the world works and stuff. I don't know. Just for the heck of it, I want to make another bulkhead if I can. I'm mostly just curious to see if I can. Yeah, I must be getting tired. I'm having trouble finding the. Yeah, I can. Finding the habitat builder. Yay! More reinforced hull. It's a cool animation. I miss these and you know, climbing through thing animations that that you know, failed somewhere along the lines when I in the upper habitat. Anyway, this is a good time to save and quit. So yeah, this episode I made a big long trek to the surface and back just to get a few extra supplies like fiber mesh and you know, acid mushrooms and batteries. You know, well, batteries and acid mushrooms are making more batteries. Yeah. Apparently I should have brought silver. Who knew? Yeah, next time I'm gonna go for the kyanite. I'm gonna take the prawn out for a walk and see what I can see out there. Maybe I'll see about see if I can scan the sea dragon leviathan if I'm feeling bold. You know, and get the lava lizards while I'm at it, I guess. But really, the primary motivation for going out there is getting the kyanite, and so I can get all the things that use kyanite. There's still things I haven't, I haven't found. Like the ion battery, which is one of the components in the next components in the rocket ship, Neptune rocket. I don't know how to build that, and like I've exhausted. Like I haven't found any blueprints for a long time. Like it doesn't look like alien tech. It looks like human tech. So I don't know. I kind of wonder, like, where am I going to find those, or where am I going to find the means of making those? So yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. Apparently, I guess the upshot of that is that there's still a lot to be discovered. So hopefully hopefully I'll be able to do just that. Yeah. Until next time.